We'll start. Welcome, everybody. My name is Daniella. Thank you for taking the time to be here tonight. I know everybody's busy at this time of the year. I'll just tell you a little bit briefly about myself. I'm a mum of four. I've been a business owner since I graduated high school. And my passion has always been health and helping other people, and something that I've kind of always been interested in and intrigued in ever since I was a little child. So tonight I just wanted to share with you very briefly my story and experience with Moringa products and how I came across Zija International. Our health journey was greatly influenced by this one turning point in our lives when my husband and my parents were nearly killed by toxic mushrooms during our holidaying in Europe 2.5 years ago. They were declared miracle survivors in the hospital there, but sadly my husband's body and health was in major crisis mode, and for the last 2.5 years he's just had tragic events happen to him. Some of the things that he's been diagnosed with and had was a heart attack, even though we've always been very fit and healthy, very active, eating organic, eating just whole foods, not really being sort of junk or processed foods or anything like that. And collapse of his artery. Along those things, one of the other things he had was a multiple chemical sensitivity. And if anyone knows anything about that, that's a horrible thing to have, because you can't see people, you can't go to the shops, you can't do so many things that we take for granted every single day. He also has limbic system brain impairment, which is kind of like a traumatic brain injury from the trauma that his body experienced, and a mast cell activation syndrome. These are all very complex and wearisome discoveries that we had to go through. I could go in a bit more depth, but I'm going to save the time tonight. So after a lot of prayer and searching, we have met the most amazing, most talented physician in the US, who's become a very close family friend of ours through all this experience. And she also happens to be a sister of Joel McNinch, who's our guest speaker tonight. I'm very privileged to have him join us, even though it's 2:30 a.m. in the US right now. It's pretty awesome that that he's here with us tonight, and you'll hear from him tonight. Now, since starting on Zija products, some of the immediate benefits that I've had and that I've personally experienced, some of them have been like increase and massive boost of energy. Being a mum of four, that takes a lot of work every day. You're kind of working 24/7. So that energy has just been something that sort of kept me going, and especially through all the health issues that we've had with my husband. Mental clarity and brain fog disappearing. A lot of the times when we experience loss of energy, we also experience it's just very taxing on our brain. So that has been also huge for me, because it just kept me alert and kept me active. Joint pain and inflammation disappear. I used to wake up through the night just in major joint pain and backache and shooting pains down my legs, pins and needles in my arms, and I would literally wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and have to go for a walk in the house because I was in so much pain. That is completely gone, and that's a huge, huge improvement and miracle for me since using Moringa. Skin clearing up, thicker and shinier hair. Now I get a much better sleep at night, better bowel movement and digestion. So my gut health has improved 100%. And losing baby weight, even though I was just using a simple Supermix Smart Mix, I've actually lost a lot of weight, which is great because I can fit into my pre-baby clothes. So pretty excited about that. Now, one of the things that we as people don't value is our health until we lose it. And once we've lost our health, we would give everything just to get it back. So this has just been our experience, and I hope that all of you guys in here will find some incredible tips, incredible tools to be able to take control of your health and your family's health and pass this with others. And without taking any more of time, I would just like to introduce you to Joel McNinch, who's a top leader at Zija International and an amazing expert of all things Zija. Joel has been amazing and so helpful through all this time, answering all my questions. And I just want to say, Joel, I really appreciate you. I appreciate you getting up at 2:30 in the morning to share your passion and your experience with all of us in the name of Natural Health Revolution. And I just love how you're a part of making multi-level miracles and, you know, really changing people's lives across the globe. That's just something to admire. So I'll give it over to you, Joel, and you can take it on from here.
All right, Daniella, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know about everyone else.
Perfect. Hopefully everybody else can hear. Guys, if you can hear us okay, just give us a thumbs up on your screen. Okay. Muy bien, as we say in Spanish. Okay, great. Hold on. Let me just mute you, Danielle, and then we'll get going. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, it's really a pleasure to be on here tonight and to share with you. And like I said, I've become fast friends with Daniella, even though I've never personally met her. We certainly talk a lot on the text message and stuff daily, answering questions and, you know, questions about different products, things that, you know, different people she's getting started on the product and kind of what they're wanting and, you know, just all the questions new people have. So it's truly a pleasure to do that, and looking very forward to coming to Australia, specifically to Sydney, and getting this thing rolling down there. I've never been on the Australia continent, and that's really the cool thing about Zija is you can start it in your local town and really have a global business. You know, we're in over 50 countries around the world, our products, and we're sharing. In fact, last week I was in the country of Ecuador in South America, working with the good people down there. And it's exciting, guys. Anywhere we go, globally, people are benefiting from the products, because at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? And God gave us these bodies, right? These miraculous bodies, and it's these miraculous, plant-based products that we're putting into our bodies that are help worldwide. So it's a lot of fun, and I've been on the products now for, let's see, it'll be 6 years in February. And like, it's kind of funny because, you know, my wife, she's a nutritionist. She has her master's degree in nutrition, and she's very astute nutritionally. And we've never promoted any product ever like this, because we frankly have never believed in any product that's promoted like this. You know, we always get approached with different, shakes and drinks and all kinds of stuff that are kind of like, being promoted through network marketing or direct selling. And I've never gone for any of them. I used to be, for my past 19 years prior to Zija, a very successful direct seller in 2 different service-based companies that marketed cell phones and dish TV, satellite television, and things. And I believed in that because it wasn't, something people were paying for. It was something kind of they had to have, right? It was like a service. They had to have it. So it wasn't a magical product. And I used to really smash, kind of make fun of companies like Zija that sold products, because that, in my viewpoint, they were always gimmicky. And to be honest with you, I still believe that, with the exception of Zija. But we were approached by a good friend of ours here just under 6 years ago, and he said, hey, there's a company in Utah, and they have a product that is literally miraculous. And he said, they've got the financing and the intention to be a global giant. And of course, I'd made many, many millions of dollars in direct selling. And my friend said, if you did this, if you went and built a business with this company, it would be the last company that you'd ever have to build with. He said the owner's a legend, and they're well financed, and they've really got something special, and they're debt free. And so anyway, I was curious, and I actually took a look at the product and had my wife, who's the ultimate critic, along with my sister, look at some of these Zija products. And my wife came back and said, hey, this stuff is like nutrition for dummies. You should take it, and she's pointing at me, right? And so the thing about my wife, very much like my sister, the ultimate purist, everything they do is organic, everything, and kale drinks in the morning, and just, super organic guru type people. I was doing the best I could, but I'm pretty much just an average Joe, and I wasn't, I would eat whatever she would make and try to do the best I could. But, I'd go on the road for my business and eat just, restaurant food and different things. And so consequently, I was a little bit overweight back 6 years ago, and definitely feeling low energy. And what was nice about these products is that I was able to simply add them into my daily life, and it totally, totally changed my life just adding these in. It gave my body nutrition that I was not getting from my diet, and it just corrected my entire system. It was incredible. So these are when my wife got excited about these products and advocated for getting on them immediately, I got excited because I've never seen her get excited about anything like this at all. And I thought, well, golly, if she's this excited and my sister's this excited, Joe Blow's going to love it, because Joe Blow probably don't even care. Like hey, if it's good for me, let's do it. They're not splitting hairs, whatever. So I got pretty excited about this stuff, and I'm going to walk through quickly what happened to me. I lost 30 pounds. I guess it's like maybe 15 kgs or something, right, in the first 8 weeks on the product. And I'm telling you, when you go from a 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist in just under 2 months, man, my pants are falling off me and my shirts are all baggy and whatever. But I went from the same size, from that size, 200 pounds, to 170 pounds, and the same waist size I was as a high school senior, as an 18-year-old kid, as a 40-year-old guy, right? Like, it was really, really crazy. And I felt good. Like Daniella talked about the energy. My skin totally cleared up. My nails were growing like bamboo. Ladies love it, right? Y'all clip your nails and take care of your guys. It's like, you're a werewolf growing the nails. You got to clip them every week. They're growing like a werewolf, right? So it's kind of crazy. What little hair I have is growing like crazy. Just unbelievable. So, and it's funny because I'm, being married to a nutritionist, I was already taking fistfuls of vitamins and minerals daily, like fistfuls, man. And, you go pee and it's like nuclear yellow and whatever. Your body's voiding out all those nutrients that it can't absorb. So what's cool about this is it's a food-based product, so your body's going to absorb it all. It's a liquid nutritional, right? So this is our most popular seller globally. Let me just share it with you real quick. So 7 out of 10 Americans are overweight, and globally 6 out of 10 human beings are overweight, right? So anywhere there's like a McDonald's, right, there's people that have more problems than a math book, both health-wise and of physical stature, right? So a lot of people, fast-paced, fast food, these types of things, they really start, having problems in their body. I always joke, man-made McDonald's, God made moringa oleifera. So it's kind of, we've got, a God-made thing we're putting in these bodies, which is changing it, versus a clown-made thing, which is these golden arches that are wreaking havoc on our bodies. So this is our kit right here, guys and gals. This is our #1 seller globally. It's the little white box, okay? And this is essentially addressing the #1 problem out there, which is the battle of the bulge. So this is how it's done. It works 100% of the time. If you want to shave a few pounds off and really get in, ideal shape and feel your best and look your best and be your best, this product set will do it for you. So again, the first thing that's in here is a 30-day supply of our miracle drink, if you will, but this is our super mix, right? So you'll pull one of these out of here daily. You'll rip the top off, and you'll dump it in a bottle of water, 500 mils, shake it up and drink it. And what it's going to do, it's going to flood your body with phytonutrients, minerals, omega, amino acids, everything that your body needs to sustain life. Like, this is literally the ultimate food. And what it is it's a product called Super Mix, which is from the most nutritious plant ever discovered on the planet, and it's called Moringa oleifera. Now, Moringa oleifera is grown all over the world, anywhere close to the equator. I live very close to the equator myself here in Texas. Just a matter of fact, I was at the equator last week in Ecuador, like literally standing on 0 latitude, longitude, whatever, I was there 0, right? And there's moringa growing all around us, right? Well, this is the stuff that's grown in India. It's about 114 degrees Fahrenheit, average daily temperature where we get ours. So the tree is so stressed to the point of dying that it actually forms its own little immunological harness or bubble, if you will, around its nutrients to guard its own life. So where we grow our moringa, specifically in India, we get the most efficacious varietal. Matter of fact, Trees of Life, an independent research company, found that Moringa oleifera grown in this region is 10 times more efficacious than even the same moringa grown anywhere else in the world. So we've got the best varietal, which is the oleifera. Number 2, it's grown in the best location to give it the biggest bang for its buck, nutritionally speaking. And number 3, which really sets Zija apart, is we're the only company that use the 3 parts of the tree, which are the leaves, the seeds, and the fruit. and we put that in a product called Super Mix that contains all 3 parts of the tree. You can't get this anywhere. I tell people, you know, you can grow moringa. You can, heck, man, my neighbor grows moringa right here in Austin, Texas. She's an Asian lady and uses it in her cooking. But for nutrition, she drinks Super Mix, right? Sunny drinks Super Mix. But for, you know, ornamental sake, right, she uses the stuff she grows in her backyard for ornamental sake, right? So we use the seeds, the leaves, and the fruit, and it gives you all the relevant parts of the tree, okay? This is really, really important because, you know, it's almost like if we were on here tonight and I was sharing about cars with you, and I'm telling you how great my car is, and my car is a Ferrari Testarossa, and you're like, man, that's pretty nice. I've already got a car. I drive a small Ford truck, you know, right? Like, or small Ford, you know, whatever, Focus, some little dinky car. And you're like, well, cars are cars, moringa's moringa. Nothing could be further from the truth. There's a huge difference between a Ferrari Testarossa and a Ford Focus, right? So huge difference. So this is the Ferrari, if you will, of nutrition. So it's got the seeds, the leaves, and the fruit. Now, what's notable about that is that there's 92 verifiable nutrients in here, every vitamin from A to Z. So when you drink this, instantly your body's getting every vitamin that it's not getting daily from its diet, okay? And most of us are vitamin deficient. About 90% of us are mineral deficient, unfortunately, because of over farming, industrialized agriculture, these types of things. So this is going to address that. Now, here's what you're going to find in here. There's 46 antioxidants inside here. So what is that going to do? That's going to help you look better, feel better on a cellular level. You could go to the organic grocery store in your town and eat the whole produce section and not get as many antioxidants as you're getting from one Super Mix. $3 US a day. You know, the joke in the US is $3 is cheaper than Starbucks, right? And this is $3 or $3, you know, US a day, dirt cheap for optimal health, right? So you're going to have that right there, drink it, and it tastes great too. That's something else. I see a little guy walking into the screen there, you know, so we actually have to hide this from our 10-year-old daughter because she'll eat these like pixie sticks, man. It's crazy. So Super Mix, super good, super food, Super Mix. And so it's 46 antioxidants. Number 2, it's got 36 anti-inflammatories in there. So this is huge because Danielle talked about joint pain. I had joint pain in my foot. I broke my foot in an accident when I was in my 20s. It never healed correctly, so I was having a lot of joint pain in my 40s. Within the first 3 days on the product, I noticed the joint pain was gone. Some people notice the first drink. I've had people with carpal tunnel and different issues that are like, take their first drink of Super Mix and they're like, oh my goodness, it's amazing how quickly it works, especially for people that have inflammation, right? That's huge. Number 3, omegas 3, 6, and 9, essential fatty acids. That's inside the Super Mix because of the seeds of the Moringa oleifera tree. So you're going to notice a bump in your mental clarity. You'll be thinking great. Your cognitive function will improve. You'll remember things that you might have been forgetting, just little things, little cares. You'll start to feel like your brain turns on, which is huge with the Super Mix, okay? Now, also, all 20 amino acids are in there, including the 9 essential amino acids that our body needs. And so when your body gets those correct amino acids, your body can turn, fat essentially, or into lean muscle mass. Your body can use protein from your diet and from the moringa, right, the Super Mix, and it can convert your lean muscle mass. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm in better shape at 45 than muscle-wise than I was at 25. And sure, I exercise and do stuff now a few days a week that I definitely wasn't doing prior to using this product. But I'll tell you what, it really, really has manifested some crazy lean muscle mass. Something else you'll notice is the people that are maybe older, we lose 1% of our muscle mass annually over 40. So like if you're 50 or 60, you're down 10 or 20% statistically in your lean muscle mass. This will really help bring that back and create a very strong countenance for you. So people that lose weight typically end up dealing with loose skin. Not here. I've had people lose 100 pounds, 50 kgs, 70 kgs on our product, even 100 kgs on our product plus, and they don't have that crazy loose skin because the Super Mix tightens and tones their muscles, right? It's amazing. So that's our number 1 product globally, guys and gals. A box of this stuff alone will run you $99 US, right? And that's our number 1 seller. but that's really the first piece of our weight management system. So you'll get this little part with your little white box. You'll drink one of these each and every day, okay? The other components are right here, okay? So these are the other components inside your little white box that was aforementioned here. Now, what's in here are two other pieces to the weight management system. One of them is your XM Burn capsules, okay? These little capsules here are in this blister pack, and the way you'll take those is you'll consume 2 daily, one when you wake up with your Super Mix, and then the other one prior to lunch. So 2 in the morning, space them out. They basically heat your body up thermogenically, and they burn fat. So these are plant-based herbal capsules that have some great herbs in them. They'll definitely turn the lights on for you. So if you're kind of low energy, double your to-do list because you're going to be busy. There's a little bit of green tea extract in there, so it'll get you moving. But more importantly, it'll raise your metabolism so your body thinks you're out on a brisk walk or you're maybe performing some sort of mild exercise, but you're really just sitting in your chair, maybe you're reading a book, and your body's burning fat, right? Or maybe you're playing with your kids or grandkids or doing something really kind of relaxed, or you're at work just sitting at your desk or whatever. Your metabolic state is raised slightly, so you're literally burning fat. Like, it's an amazing thing, okay? Now, there's a couple different teas that are inside here that are located inside your little white box. There's 2 different types. One is called the daily tea. It's in a little, whatever gray bag, okay? That daily tea is designed to be consumed daily. Anytime's fine. A lot of people like it in the afternoon because it kills cravings until you can get to dinner time, right? Like a healthy meal choice. So that's a big deal. So it'll kill your cravings. Number 2, it's got key herbs in it that help slim. They slim and they promote an active metabolism. Herbs such as Garcinia cambogia and bitter melon, astragalus. Like, there's some really, really awesome herbs in there. So they'll promote, it's a slimming tea. I actually drink this stuff quite a bit. It's hot here in the summertime in Texas, in the USA. We'll make this as like an iced tea, right? Like, my wife will put 4 or 5 bags of this in like a huge thing and let it sit for a day, and it gets all great. Then we dump it in, leave it in the refrigerator in big jars, and we'll dump it in a thermos and take it with us. And it's a tasty, very tasty tea. Excuse me. Okay, so that's our daily tea. Now, the other one and the last one is called the premium tea. This is in a little white pouch. This is designed to be taken 2 nights a week before you go to bed. So you'll consume that, boil you some water, and steep the tea, about 10 minutes there, and drink it. And that's a tea you don't want to let steep any longer than that because it becomes increasingly more effective. and it's a detoxification product. So imagine what that does, right? But essentially what it does is it takes all the waste in your body, all the cellular waste, all the, like the off-gassing of cars and the GMOs that we're exposed to. Probably not in Australia, y'all don't have GMOs, but, plastics and just all kinds of crazy stuff that we're exposed to. They say the average person's exposed to over 600 chemical compounds a day on dangerous levels. In the US, it's over 800, right? So like Australia is probably a little bit cleaner than we are here, but man, like I was in Ecuador the other day and I can't believe the smog and the polluting by the cars and the buses and stuff there. I've never seen anything like it in my life except for China. When I was over in China, oh my gosh, couldn't breathe there, right? So a lot of places were consuming just smog and all that. So this tea basically just takes all that stuff and localizes it in your waist function. And in the morning with your normal bodily, movement, you're going to void out all those toxins once and for all. So this is something after I quit losing the weight, I take this once a week, like my wife and I do it every, Saturday night. That's our for sure have to do deal. And we go to a later church service on Sunday. The early service wasn't working for us when we were consuming the tea back when we started. So we had to change our schedule a little bit for comfort's sake. So last but not least, guys and gals, you'll have a bottle of Trim and Tone, which is an amino essential oil. This is citrus oils, a blend of grapefruit and tangerine and lemon and lime, and there's various citrus oils in there. These oils work to promote slimming, and they also work to tighten loose skin. So you can use these topically on loose skin areas. Daniella talked about, getting back to her pre-baby figure. A lot of women specifically after, babies have trouble with areas of skin and things, and you can rub this on maybe the tummy or the side areas where the women talk about saddlebags and these types of things. It'll help slim and tone that skin, right, and really bring that skin back to a real firm appearance, right, which is huge. You can also take and put a couple drops of this in your water daily, okay, and those citrus oils are just tremendous for helping somebody with their body as far as their gallbladder, their kidney, their liver, their body's eliminatory organs. This helps void toxins out of those body's filters, if you will, and allows you to process nutrition more efficaciously and also eliminate waste more expeditiously. So that's an incredible product, Trim and Tone. You'll find it in there too. Matter of fact, we had a sale yesterday and we sold out of this. We were actually out of it. So they're working to replenish that, and it should be available here later this week. We actually own our own manufacturing facility. We built it in the U.S. It's a pharmaceutical grade facility called Pharmatech. It's one of only 3 in North America that make nutritional products. So we are like the bee's knees as far as what we make. Every matter of fact, everything we make, every product has a little batch code on it, if you will, a little lot number. And you can go to a website called zijadifference.com. And when you go to zijadifference.com, you can type in that little lot number there, and you can see all the testing that was done to verify that this is 100% pure organic plant matter. Like, we are fanatical about testing, and we actually have 9 scientists that work in-house. Our lead scientist is Dr. Joshua Plant, and he's one of the top people in the United States. He actually graduated #1 in his class from Harvard Medical with a PhD in biomedical sciences. So he does all of our formulating for us. He has 8 other PhDs that work in-house. So what I like about Zija is everything that we produce is based on fact, not fairy tale. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that, wink, wink, and they've got organic, like butterflies on their packaging, and they tell you, stories of fairies and gnomes and magical lands and whatever, right? That's great. I like a good story, but I also, when it comes to my body, I like facts, right? So the fact is that Zija markets the most nutrient-dense botanical that's ever been discovered by man, and we've harnessed that and packaged it in a way that harnesses the full potential of this botanical like it's never been, harnessed in history, right? It's a pretty amazing thing. You'll also receive in your little white box a smaller little white box, and inside here is a 4-day sample of the weight management system to guinea pig your husband or guinea pig your wife or your best friend or your neighbor or whatever, right? Like maybe your mom or dad, they're stubborn or something. I don't believe anything. Well, if they take this for 4 days, they are definitely going to have a unique result. I mean, it could be anything: increased energy, immediate weight loss, better sleep, more, whatever, mental clarity. I mean, the products work, you guys. And I always tell people, you'll never know if you never try. So, that's what Zija is all about. I started in this business 6 years ago, and immediately I called my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters, everyone I loved and cared about, and kind of gave them the friend nudge and said, hey, order this stuff, right? Like, I'm not trying to get rich off you. Are you kidding me? How much am I going to make if I get you to order this stuff for $100? It's not going to do anything to me, miraculously financially, but I need you to do it for you. Order this stuff, see. And man, those customers, 99% of them have been with me over 6 years. And, I've got a couple siblings and stuff that are yo-yo and funny money and just kind of having, you know how it is. People are people. So they're intermittently ordering. But, for the most part, 99 out of 100 people that I've enrolled are still ordering after 6 years because the products benefited them so much. And when you have a product that people want and that they order consistently and make a part of their life, that creates an opportunity for a real residual income here. And what's neat about Zija is when you get these people on the product and they use it, they're going to, like I said, they're going to be loyal for life, and that's going to create that repeat income. And that's really what our business is about, is helping people with their health. And the income is simply a byproduct of sharing products with people that they can use in their daily life and benefit from greatly. Now, last thing I'll talk about briefly is our clinical grade essential oil line. This is actually the fastest growing area of health and wellness, are these little miracle molecules called essential oils. And I actually have a good friend, and my wife was buying essential oils from another company. I think the same company Daniella was buying her essential oils from. My wife was also buying her oils from that company, and they're here in the United States and whatever, and she'd have some friends come over every few months, and they'd sit down and they'd sniff all these little bottles. I'd leave the house because it would drive me crazy, because every time they came over, they would leave with like $1,000 of our money, and we'd end up with these bottles. And I'm like, honey, are we getting robbed? Like, what is happening when Crystal and Artemis come to our house? We get bottles, they get $1,000, and what are we doing with these bottles? Like, I thought it was like a robbery thing or something. Oh, honey, the kids need them. And you know how it is, guys and gals, right? Happy spouse, happy life, right? So, hey, no problem, honey. It's all good. We can buy bottles, whatever. Maybe we'll have them all someday, and we'll have the whole set. We can quit buying them. I didn't know what they were. Well, about 4 years ago, I'm in Maui, Hawaii, with my wife and my 2 daughters on a Zija retreat. We had won a trip there for doing good in Zija, and there was other leaders there, and they announced a brand new, giant, revolutionary, disruptive product that was going to shake the industry to its core, and it was called a mayo essential oils. So I got excited. I told Dr. Plant, I said, hey, my wife buys essential oils. We're going to sell them now? Great. I'll tell her to get her oils from us. I thought oils were oils, right? So I ran up to the room, honey, we're going to sell oils. And she got really defensive about Zija selling oils, right? She said, oh, Zija's going to sell oils? She's like, well, the company I buy mine from has their own farms, and they've got their own team of draft horses drafting, magical crops, and little barefoot children in the pale moonlight planting lavender. And she told me all these magical fairy tales and stuff. I said, well, I don't know anything about any of that, honey. Let me go find out what's going on. So I ran down to Dr. Plant. I said, hey, I think my wife drank the Kool-Aid with this oil company, man. She thinks her stuff's got, magic fairy dust on it and whatever. I'm like, what's the difference, man? He said, oh, this is really the deal. He said, there's a website. It's called pubmed.gov. So it stands for publicmedical.government, but pubmed.gov. And if you go to pubmed.gov, it's the largest open source database for scientific information in the world. So for example, if you go to pubmed.gov and you type in moringa, you'll find 600 third-party peer-reviewed scientific studies about this plant from all over the world. And you can see, everything I'm telling you, man, is Supermix going to be good for my, cancer? Is it going to be good for this or that or whatever? Well, if you go there and you can see what science says about it. Is it going to be good for my arthritis? Is it going to be good for my diabetes? Will it help with this or will it help with that? And again, we don't claim to cure, diagnose, mitigate anything, guys, but science can say whatever. Zija can't say that stuff, but science can tell you the truth, right? And you'll find there on that website, there's some amazing scientific validation about this plant. So he said, you know what, check out essential oils. You go to pubmed.gov, you type in essential oils, and there's 20,000 third-party peer-reviewed studies that have been done over the last 40 years on essential oils. For instance, peppermint. There's hundreds of studies on there about peppermint and its effects on nausea. So if people get nausea, they can simply use peppermint, maybe put a drop of peppermint in their water and shoot it like a shot, and it helps silence nausea, right? Peppermint's also known for stopping inflammation with regard to headaches. So you can put peppermint oil on your temples if you've got a thumper, and within moments the thumper's gone. The number one thing that we know that peppermint's used for is acid reflux, right? So if you get the acidic kind of overproduction of gastric juices in your esophagus and in your stomach that's coming up there through your windpipe, and that, you just take a drop of the peppermint and put it in water. Again, shoot it like a shot, and within seconds, man, the natural proton pump inhibitors that are in peppermint oil stop that overproduction of gastric juices, and you're feeling good, right? So peppermint is like, this little bottle of peppermint here is $21.50 US, right? The problem is a clinical grade peppermint would run about $400 US, and nobody's paying $400 for 15 milliliters or nothing, right? Unless it's liquid gold. So what Joshua Plant wanted to do was go to the company that has sourced all the raw material for every scientific study ever done on essential oil and obtain that quality. So he went to a company here in the United States. It's called Sigma, S-Y-G-M-A, Sigma Aldrich, and they're the largest purveyor for scientific raw material in the world. So if you're a scientist anywhere in the world and you want to do a clinical study, you obtain your raw material from them because their raw material, i.e. essential oils, i.e. chocolate, i.e. drugs, i.e. whatever you're going to use, is beyond reproach, right? So we actually obtained we gave them $4 million US, Zija did, and bought all their quality profiles for the last 40 years of every essential oil that's ever been studied. And Dr. Joshua Plant, when he was at Harvard, invented something called laser confocal microscopy, which is a process that is able to look at any organic substance and actually get the DNA fingerprint of that organic substance. So you can actually match that up and create the same quality standard with anything, right? So we were able to actually create a DNA profile of every single essential oil that's ever been studied. And when we source our raw material, like this peppermint comes from Yakima, Washington. It is the best place in the world to grow peppermint. Like our lavender comes from Valence, France, right? The Valley of the Gods there. That's where the lavender, best place in the world to grow lavender. And when we distill it down, we're able to take that raw oil and match it up empirically against the one used in the clinical study. And if the EKG matches, if all the peaks and valleys of the profile are exact, we've got a clinical grade, right? A clinical batch, one that matches the real oil that was used in the clinical study that you're reading about, and we sell it. If it doesn't match, we reject it, and our competitors sell it and put butterflies and dancing fairies and whatever on the label, right? And sell it as certified pure, therapeutic, wonderful, whatever. So ours is not trademarked. You'll notice the clinical grade, you can't trademark science. So on the bottom of every bottle, again, there's a batch number, right? And you can go type that batch number in, lot number, and type it in on zijadifference.com, and it will show you the exact testing that was done to verify that this is the clinical standard that you're reading about in any research study. So if you're going to use these for your health, guys, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, man, is frankincense really good for cancer, or is lavender good for stress, or is what? Guys, every clinical study that you read, Zija assures that the exact quality that you're using from our Ameo brand is the exact thing you're reading about. We guarantee that our product meets or exceeds that standard. No one else does that. This is the 8th wonder of the world with regard to essential oils, and this is the fastest growing area of health and wellness, because these little miracle molecules take care of things in our bodies that we can't take care of ourselves a lot of times, and we have to go to like a doctor for. And they're certainly quick here in the United States to prescribe you a nice little drug, you know, right? Well, I don't know about you, but I'd rather, you know, man's been doing pretty good with Mother Nature for thousands of years, and in the last 100, we've added these drugs, and everybody's got all kinds of issues now that are, you know, you're taking one drug to counterdict the side effects of another drug, and it's just a cascade of crazy, right? So it's pretty amazing that you're able to do a lot of things, from cuts and scrapes and burns to tummy aches to headaches to infections to, you know, bruises to whatever. Like these address so many different things, and we've got them here with Ameo. One last thing that I'll share with you, it's a product that we launched here just about a month or two ago, and I think Daniella, she's the first one in Australia to get some of this stuff. But this is called the TheraEase. Man, what a great product, man. Okay, so this product has got a roller ball. You'll see a little roller ball there on the end, and you can roll it anywhere you want. Put some on my throat here. It's kind of dry, so in the morning here, so oh, that's nice, man. But what this is it's a blend of certain essential oils. There's wintergreen, there's various essential oils in here, clinical grade. But there's also a special oil that's only found in the kind of the Himalayas. It's in the Nepal, you know, the guys that climb Mount Everest, those little Sherpa guys, right? The Nepalese mountain guys. They use a specific oil over there for years on nerve pain, right? So if the guys got frostbite or they were having nerve issues, nerve pain issues from altitude and this type of thing, they would take this oil and they would apply it to the affected areas, and the person would lose the feeling of neuropathy and the nerve pain. We're the first company to ever put that into one of our blends, and we're using it in this TheraEase. And guys, this is crazy for restless leg, for, you know, nerve pain, maybe from chemotherapy, or maybe diabetic nerve pain, things of this nature. This is a tremendous, tremendous product for restless leg, people with nerve pain. It's kind of funny. I was actually in Florida in the United States here maybe just 3 or 4 weeks ago when this launched, and I was doing a meeting at a senior citizen center, and I had a bunch of senior citizens there, and we're chatting and we're getting them started on different things. And this lady said, hey, can I try that for a minute? She had a crick, I guess, in her neck, some kind of something going on in her neck. So I saw her doing the deal and rubbing it on her neck, you know, and whatever, and I'm going about this thing here. And a few minutes later, she raised her, hey, excuse me, can I say something? She's like, that stuff works. She said, I'm telling you. She said, I've had this pain for weeks, and I've tried all kinds of stuff. And she says, I've been to the chiropractor and done blah, 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 blah. She said, I put this stuff on 5 minutes ago, and I can't feel the pain in my neck. Like, I feel good. So her husband immediately grabs the bottle and heads for the restroom, and he comes back out tucking his shirt in, and he's holding the bottle. Boy, that stuff really – I said, man, you can keep that one, buddy. I don't know what he was doing in there with it. He had some pain in his lower back, he said, from lifting boxes, so I think he was rubbing it on his bum there, right? So, hey, man, that one's yours, whatever. But this is a great product. It's $27 US. Anyone you know with some pain, this is like a pain getting rid of machine, especially if it's nerve pain, right? Last thing I'll talk about, I just got a quick request here. And I didn't bring the bottle up to my office, but we've got a product that's really cheap. It's for gut health. It's called Triotix. It's a brand new product. It's really cheap. It's $37.50 US for a month's supply. And it's small. It's tiny. It's like this little dinky pixie stick. And it's actually got the 3 most beneficial strains of gut flora, or good probiotics for your tummy, right, for your digestive tract. And you dump it on your tongue, and it's sugar-free. It's like an instant flavor burst, no chemicals, no nothing. We use erythritol and xylitol and some plant-based sweeteners. And what it does is it's proven to make it down into your intestinal tract through the stomach acid, colonize on your intestinal tract walls, and start to grow and flourish. And, man, I'm telling you, like, guys, if you want, like, very, very healthy restroom visits, I'm talking, like, very healthy, complete elimination, that stuff will do it. Number 2, it'll totally ramp up your immune system and strengthen your immune health. And they say 90% of our immunity, if you will, begins and ends in our intestines, right, in our gut. And that's a great way to optimize your gut health. It's a super cheap product. Kids love it. That's another one for sure we have to hide from our little one, because she'll grab it and share it with friends. They think it's candy. It's literally that good. And it's tiny. It's a tremendous product. And we just launched that. So Zija's coming out with new products constantly. There's going to be some big sales and stuff here, guys. You'll find out coming next year. There's going to be some new stuff they're going to launch, and they always do great sales to introduce the new products. But anyway, that's kind of a brief overview. I would like to introduce a couple ladies here. Let me get them on the. One is Jody. So we're going to unmute Jody. There's Jody unmuted, and she's going to tell you her testimony, guys, with Zija products. That's a really good friend of Daniella's, and she's had great products, great stories. So we've got Jody unmuted, and we're also going to unmute Suzanne. So they're going to share with you. So Jody or Suzanne, go ahead and take the floor and close us out.
Go for it, Suzanne.
Hi, everyone. I'm Suzanne. Daniella introduced me to Zija back in July or August. She was talking to me about it and how it was helping David, and how good they were starting to feel. So in sort of by the middle of August, I thought, well, I think I'm going to give this a go. I had been really lacking in energy. I'd had an ulcer in my back of my throat for about 3 months, and I had tried all sorts of things, like practitioner-based supplements, to try and clear up this ulcer, and it was so painful. It felt like I had needles sticking into the back of my throat. And so after about 3 weeks on taking the Smart Mix, I was taking some protein powder and the premium tea. After about 3 weeks, the ulcer actually cleared up. Wow. So I was pretty impressed, because I had tried like practitioner-based vitamin C, super mushroom complex, zinc, all sorts of things. And they had taken the edge off it, but it wouldn't clear it. So I was pretty impressed with what Zija was doing. And after about 5 or 6 weeks, I also noticed that my digestion was improving heaps. At night time, I was having discomfort going to sleep, and I was finding that the pain I was having had suddenly gone away. Also, I had been really lacking in energy for months, probably with this ulcer. It was just sapping my energy as well. my husband had been away working interstate a lot, and with the kids it was just pretty busy and trying to work and finishing study. I was studying nutrition as well. And so I finished that now, but probably the beginning of this school term in October, I ended up working 4 to 5 days a week, whereas before I had only been able to work about 3 days. And I was like, wow, I've made it through the week and I'm not collapsing on the couch at night. And every night previous to that, I'd been like, I'm so exhausted. But I can say here I am 7 weeks into the term, and worked pretty much every day except the odd day to do some things with the kids that I've had to take off. And I'm still buzzing at night time. So I'm super impressed. And my husband and kids are starting to take it too. We put the protein powder in our smoothies in the morning, and my husband's taking the super mix and that sort of thing. And everyone's starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm really happy. So super mix and smart mix, and love that super mix. Get onto it if you're not taking it. Over to you, Jodie.
Hi, everyone. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling exhausted and like you hadn't had any sleep and you just wanted to turn over and go back to sleep again? Or perhaps you've heard your kids energetic pleading, come and play, and wondering how you'd keep up. Or maybe you've stood in front of the wardrobe looking up and down at all your clothes, your piles of clothes, and realising there's nothing in there that would fit you. Well, that was me. I spent probably the last 10 years dragging my body through the days, always tired, always exhausted, and sometimes depressed, putting on stacks and stacks of weight. I was waking in the night. I was really tired, really cranky. I had mood swings. I had angry outbursts. I'm being really honest here. I was so lethargic. I was unable to do anything other than just to get through the day and feel like you're dragging your body through the day constantly. And then you start beating yourself up for it and hating yourself. So then it gets into the psychological stuff. And then I was told I was pre-diabetic, which is somewhere I just didn't want to go because my dad passed away from diabetes conditions and kidney disease, and I'm very genetically close to him, so I just didn't want to go there. So I started by changing my mindset, and then I realised that health's basically a three-sided triangle. There's your emotional side, your physical side, and your structural side. Well, I realised that I needed to change the physical side of things, and that's where Daniella started telling me about Zija. So I started with the rip sticks. You didn't show us rip sticks, Joel.
I know.
Yeah, next time. I started with a rip stick, and it gave me, I'm caffeine sensitive, so with coffee I'd get this massive burst and be able to do so many things, but then I'd come crashing down again. But with the rip sticks, it gave me this beautiful energy that just kept me going nicely, and there was no big crash. So I started with the rip sticks and the super mix, and then I found myself waking up at 4:30 really energized and energetic and going to the gym, which still astounds me because I haven't done any exercise except the very odd walk in the last 10 years. So this was a massive turnaround for me, and I'm still doing it, and I'm loving it, and really enjoying it. Then I started with the weight loss pack, pretty much what Joel showed us tonight, and in maybe the last 6 weeks I've lost about 13 kilos.
Wow.
And I'm pretty excited.
Wow.
I also go to the gym, but that's given me the energy to go to the gym. The tea is, at first it was quite shocking because it does clean you all out, but it allows you to detox and feel like you're in control of it, which is really good. The oil, the trim and tone that you showed us, it is really nice in water, and I drink that every day. I didn't realise I could put it on my skin, so tomorrow I'll be doing that. It takes away cravings. I don't know if it's that or the super mix, but I just feel like I don't have any cravings at all, and I'm eating really healthfully. I'm eating a lot of green stuff at the moment, so you would think I'd be craving for the sugar and the potato chips that I thought I was addicted to, but it's taken all of that away. The biggest, my husband's taking it, and my 11-year-old daughter, I just asked her tonight, what would you say was the biggest thing about Zija, or she's taking the Smart Mix, that you love? And she said it's giving her much more energy. And for all of us, it's definitely the energy. Our energy levels are so much higher, and that's changed the whole family dynamics for us. But I see that she's calmer. And then I said, what else, Sarita, what else do you find about Zija? And she goes, Mummy, I'm just happier. And so how can you not love it when you get that kind of response? So the best for us is the energy. We're vital, we're energetic, we're motivated to do more. Like Daniella said before, I've got less joint pain. I feel like being 50, my hormones are starting to balance out again. They were going crazy. Brain fog definitely gone. I'm excited about life. I'm looking ahead. I feel like I'm taking action and excited about my days, whereas before I just didn't have that. That's it. I'm starting to fit into my old clothes, and I'm waiting for my skin to clear up.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited also to see what the doctor says down the track about the pre-diabetes. I feel like it's going to be a different story. Yeah, so we're loving it.
Great job, Jody. Thank you for sharing, both you and Suzanne. And I'll close out with one thing. I mean, those are crazy stories, and you actually, both of you prompted me to say a couple things here. But with regard to the business, right? Like, I know a lot of people use Zija with their family. Like, my wife takes it, my 2 daughters take it. Heck, our little dogs even take it. We've got 2 little chihuahuas, and we put the super mix on their food every day. It's like we're like crazy over here, right? But the thing that we the product isn't free, right? So what we like and what we've done over the past several years is we've promoted the Zija business and shared the products with others and used our income from Zija as a way to offset our product costs so we can get our product for free. Well, last month, Zija introduced a brand new program where now you're able to get your product for free in addition to keeping your commissions. So this is a really exciting thing. There's a new initiative called Club 500 and another one called Club 1000. And it simply works this way. Anytime you introduce someone to Zija personally as a customer, right? Maybe your mother or sister or best friend, and hey, I don't want to be a Mary Kay lady and sell stuff, whatever. Perfect. You don't have to be a distributor. You can be a customer and you'll still get the wholesale pricing. Their repeat orders every month, all of those orders, if they're equal to 500 PV points, you get $100 off your personal order every month. And if all your personal customer orders collectively over a month equal 1,000 points, you'll get $200 off your order monthly, $200 US. And of course, there's tiers beyond that, 2,500, Club 5,000, where you're getting like crazy, not just a discount on your order, but they're giving you money in addition to it, hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars extra monthly. So if you love the product and you want to share it with a few people, all you have to do is just gather a handful of small, loyal customers, mom, grandma, sister, best friend, your kids, your in-laws, the outlaws, whatever. And those repeat orders every month, their orders are going to be contributory towards you getting free products. So get with whoever brought you on the call tonight, get your questions answered, and take that first step, guys. I always tell people you'll never know if you never try. And the product has a 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, I've tried all this stuff. I've tried Jenny Craig, and I've tried weight loss this, and I've replaced shakes with this shake, and blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, I've tried all that stuff too, but I never tried Zija. And I'm just here to tell you, in Texas speak, this ain't that. All right, this is a different deal. This is something you've got to try for yourself, and feeling is believing, and you'll know. And if you love it like we all love it, you'll want to share it with people, not just out of this motivation, getting your product for free, but out of this motivation, right? The goodness, you'll feel compelled in your heart to share it with people that you love because you know it can help them. And when we lead with compassion, guys, that's when we really win in life and help a lot of other people. And the money's just a byproduct of sharing something great with people, guys and gals. It's truly a pleasure and an honor to be on here with you at 3:20 in the morning. in the United States of America. And I'm going to take my butt right back to bed so I can get up and take my kids to school in the morning. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, Daniella. You are an awesome, awesome lady, and I can't wait to get to know you and your husband better and come over there to the land down under. I'm so fired up about coming to Australia, I can't even stand it. So, Jody, thank you so much. Suzanne, God bless y'all. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.